Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let us have an interesting quiz on Type 3 architecture. So for Type 3 architectures, let us have some once again an interesting quiz. Let me write question here and then you can answer it and analyze. I can even provide the answer, analyze whether you answered correctly or not. If not, rectify your answer so that you again got the knowledge. So now let us start. In three-tier architecture, how many layers are there? How many layers are there in three-tier architecture? So how many layers are there in three-tier architecture? So this is the question. I hope you answered this question. Three layers are there. Now let us move on with another question. What are those layers? What are those layers? So what are those layers is the question. I hope you have answered this question as well. I hope you have answered this question as well. So let us write answer for this question. Okay. The answer for this question is there are three layers, right? What are the three layers? Those three layers are client layer and application layer and in final database layer. So these are the three layers. Developers can also call these layers as client layer as presentation layer, client layer as presentation layer. How developers call this application layer, sir? This application layer is called as business logic layer. They call it as business layer. And this database layer as DB layer. Since it is a database layer, they call it as DB layer. So in this way, they call these layers. Okay. Let us move with another question. Question 3. So now let us have another question. What is application layer, sir? What is application layer? What is application layer? So very simple. I hope you answered this. The server. It is also the server where application is hosted. It is also a server where the application is hosted. So that's why we call this layer as application layer. Is called application layer. Okay. Now I hope you answered this question as well. So let us move to next question. That is fourth question. What is database server? What is database server? So instead of layer, you can call it as application server. What is application server? The server where application is hosted is called application server. Okay. Seems to be nice, right? Yeah, okay. Now let us see what is database server. I hope you answered this question as well. The server where the server which has database installed is called database server. Okay, I hope you answered this question. Now let us move for another question. The question is, in three-tier architecture, we are separating application and database layers both. Is it true or not? In three-tier architecture, is application layer and database layer are separated or you can say these layers are hosted in different servers. So in three-tier architecture, is application layer and database layer are separated or else hosted in different servers? Yes. I hope you answered correctly. Now let us move on for another question. Let us move on for sixth question. The question is, what happens? What happens if we host? What happens if we host application layer as well as and database layer in separate servers? What does it provides me? I hope you answered this question as well. It provides me a good performance, or else you can say a better performance. Let me write good only. So it provides me good performance. It leads to what? High availability, low downtime, and many uses for production environment. So now let us have another question. Is this three-tier architecture is suitable for production environment? I hope you answered this question as well. Yeah. Yes, this three-tier architecture is suitable for production environment. So let us have another question. So let us move to another question. Question 8 now. So now the question is, how application, you said sir, these application layer and database layer are connected in different servers. That means they are hosted in different servers. How they communicate, sir? How these application layer and database layer communicate with each other? So how they communicate with each other? I hope you answered this question as well. By using IP address. So in any network, if a client want to communicate with the server, or else any device want to communicate with other device, then they must need to communicate by using IP address only. They must need to communicate by using IP address only. So let us have a question on IP. Sir, can you elaborate this IP? What is this IP address? It is nothing but, you can say, it is an unique identity for a device. It is an unique identity for a device address. Unique identity for a device address. Sir, can you elaborate this? What is this IP? IP stands for Internet Protocol. Okay, I hope you answered this question as well. So let us move on with next question. So let us move on with next question, question 10. Now the question is, what is host name? So what is host, sir? What is host name? Sir, host name. What is host name, sir? Name of server is called the host name. Name of the server, we call it as host name. Name of the server is called host host name. So name of the server is called what, sir? Host name. Okay. Let's have another question on this. Question number 11. The question is it recommended to keep application server in public network or private network? Is it recommended to keep application server in is it recommended to keep application server public or private network? So I hope you answered this question as well. So it is recommended to put our application server in private network. Private network. Why, sir? Why do you put in private network? Because if you put your application server in public network, then what happens, sir? Hacker simply hacks it, right? Whenever a hacker gets the login, then he hacks it so that it leads to a great loss to the company. Yeah, I hope you answered this question. So let's move on to next question, 12th question. If you keep a server in private network, then clients can be able to connect to it directly. If you keep a server in private network, if you keep a server in private network, then clients, or else you can say hackers, can able to connect can able to connect directly. I hope you answered this question. So the answer is no, they unable to connect directly. So let us move on to next question, question number 13. So what is the component that you use to put in front of your application server? So what is the component that you use to put before the application server so that the clients can able to connect, so that the clients can able to connect to application server. So what is that? What is that component? I hope you answered this question. Let me answer this. Web server. Web server. What is that? Web server. Okay. So let us move on with another question. So let us move on with another question. Question number. What is the question? So till now I completed question 13. So let us move on with next question, that is question number 14. Do you have any code. Do you have any code inside the web server? Do you have any code inside the web server? No, right? Yeah, I hope you answered this question as well. So no code is present inside the web server. So let us move on to next question. The next question is, what does the web server contain? What does the web server contain? What does the web server contain, sir? It contain only configurations. It contain only configurations. It contain only configurations. So I hope you answered this question as well. So let's have one last question. Let's have one last question. Question number 16. Question number what? 16. So the question is, what is the job of this web server? What is the role, or else you can say job? What is the role, or else you can say job of this web server? So what is the role, or else you can say job of this web server, sir? The role of this web server is, it takes the request and simply redirects it to application server. It takes the request. Who sent the request, sir? Client, right? It takes the request from client and redirects redirects the request, and they redirect the request to whom it will redirect, sir? To the application server. To the application server. To the application server. So, okay, yeah, these are the questions that I would like to test your knowledge on 3-tier architecture. I hope you answered most of the questions exactly and accurately. I think you have efficient knowledge on architectures. So in the next video, we'll move for further cloud concepts. I hope up to now you enjoyed the series. So let's continue the series with much more fun in future. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.